What happens when you get fired and you accidentally turn the world's coolest spy into a pigeon? This is the wild, action-packed ride called Spies in Disguise, where gadgets, feathers, and unlikely friendships collide. Buckle up, because we're diving beak first into one of the most unexpected spy comedies ever. Met Walter Beckett, a brilliant but awkward kid who designs gadgets. Walter's inventions are unique. Think glitter bombs, inflatable hugs, and non-lethal cute attacks. Either way, his mom, who's a police officer, supports him wholeheartedly. Fast forward to 14 years, we met Lance Sterling, the best spy in the game. Suave, stylish, unstoppable. He's the guy who takes down entire armies while barely ruffling his tux. He single-handedly infiltrates a Japanese weapons deal and defeats a horde of goons, using cool gadgets and even cooler confidence. During one of his missions, Lance collides with a mysterious villain named Killian, who has a robotic arm, and he scans Lance's face, which he later uses face-swapping tech, frames Lance for stealing a dangerous weapon called the assassin drone. Suddenly, the world's top spy is now the world's most wanted. Lance needs to disappear, and fast. So he tracks down Walter for help. And Walter? He's been working on something new. Biodynamic concealment. Fancy talk for invisibility. Kinda. But instead of making Lance invisible, Walter accidentally turns him into a pigeon. That's right. Feathers, wings, and full 360-degree vision. Lance immediately panics and demands Walter change him back. The problem? It's a brand new experiment, and Walter hasn't created an antidote yet. Before they can even figure things out, Walter tells him the agency is on his tail. Lance has no choice but to flee. And as much as he hates it, being a bird means he kind of needs Walter now. Walter, been the optimist, insists it's the perfect disguise, since pigeons are everywhere, and no one will ever suspect a bird. The chase kicks off in total chaos. Walter insists on peaceful, non-lethal tactics, while Lance prefers explosions and brute force. As they argue mid-action, the car's voice controls accidentally get deactivated, sending their high-tech ride spiraling out of control. But in a wild twist of events, they narrowly escape the agency's grasp. Lance and Walter fly to Mexico to track down Kimura, who had previously met with Killian for a shady weapons deal. While scoping out the scene, Lance, still a pigeon, befriends two other pigeons who, surprisingly, turn out to be helpful allies. One of them even helps Lance swipe Kimura's hotel keycard. But when Lance confronts Kimura, things don't go as planned. Despite his confidence, is at a disadvantage in his feathery form. Kimura easily overpowers him. Just as things get tense, Walter jumps in and neutralizes Kimura with a gadget that temporarily disables his muscles. To get information, Walter sprays Kimura with a truth serum. Under its effects, Kimura reveals the critical detail. Killian is headed to Venice for the agency's secure database, to steal the entire roster of undercover agents with the intention to assassinate them. Lance and Walter head to Venice to stop Killian, but they're already too late. The agency has arrived and the tension is sky high. In a rare, quiet moment, Lance learns that Walter's mother was a police officer who died in the line of duty, explaining Walter's deep belief in protecting others without violence. Suddenly, chaos erupts. An explosion tears through the scene. Killian escapes with the stolen database, and Lance, with his squad of unlikely pigeon allies, takes flight in pursuit. In a wild aerial chase, they manage to recover the database. But just as things seem under control, Killian strikes back, using his robotic arm to slam Lance down. Helpless and cornered, Lance braces for the end. Until Walter, thinking fast, tosses breadcrumbs at Killian. In an ironic twist, the pigeons swarm the villain. Lance and Walter seize the moment and make their escape. Back at their hideout, Walter finally manages to create an antidote. And just like that, Lance is human again. With the clock ticking, they head straight to Killian for a final confrontation. Lance uses a tranquilizer to knock Walter out cold, and sends the submarine back home. The moment Lance enters, Killian premises his electrocuted and wakes up, tied to a chair. Killian initiates the final phase of his plan, launching an army of drones toward the agency's headquarters. Their mission clear: assassinate every undercover agent. With the drones closing in, all the agency can do now is scramble to protect its people. Lance, still tied up and helpless, watches in despair as the nightmare unfolds. But then, Walter returns. Somehow, he survived the submarine explosion, thanks to one of his quirky yet brilliant gadgets. He shows up just in time with a plan. The final battle begins. Lance and the agents launch a full-on distraction, drawing Killian's attention and buying Walter the time he needs. Walter sneaks in close to hack into Killian's robotic arm, the control hub for the entire drone fleet. What follows is an intense, high-stakes fight, with explosions, gadgets, and teamwork in full force. And just when it looks like they might lose, Walter manages to hack into the arm and shut down the drones, just seconds before they could strike the agency. The attack is stopped. The agents are safe. And once again, the world is saved. This time, not just by brute force, but by brains, heart, and one very determined team. Spies in Disguise isn't just a wild spy comedy. It's a story about embracing differences, leading with empathy, and learning that even a pigeon can save the world. If you loved the action, the heart, and the feathers, Hit that like button and subscribe for more movie recaps that never miss the target.